Thank you so much, boy. We'll take them on back over to it. Make sure you like and subscribe, and you always watch for video.
That will exonerate Tory Lanez and destroy and ruin Megan Thee Stallion's career and her credibility. And they laid everything out on a new website. Congresswoman Anna Paulina is the mastermind behind this new website to exonerate Tory Lanez. And it all stemmed from a tweet that she posted a week ago where she says in 36 hours, we will be releasing new bombshell information that would exonerate Tory Lanez. It wasn't released within 36 hours, but instead they started a website coined after the term 36 hours later and released all.
I ain't gonna lie. A congresswoman backing Tory makes Megan look so guilty. But it's crazy that bro even got convicted of all the charges, got sentenced 10 years when he had no like it was they said it was one like 0.1% DNA on I guess on the tool. But supposedly that could have came from anybody of that's black. Like that's how low the percentage was. Like it wasn't directly him. It was just some DNA on it, but it could have been anybody black. Like that sounds crazy. And then for the best friend Kelsey to have gun residue on her hand, and then they don't test her DNA on the gun. What? And then for the witness, he switched his story up. Megan switched her story up. Her whole thing was, oh, he was shooting and told me to dance, B. Never happened. You said that you and Tory Lane, I guess he never crushed. That was a lie. Like it's too much, bro.
The information
It's too many
on that
lies from
website. A lot of people have questioned her motives, why a congresswoman, a Republican at that, wants to get involved in a Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion hip hop drama. But she just came out to say she's involved because she truly believes that Tory Lanez was railroaded by a corrupt democratic system. Tory's team did a great job at telling the full story and not just bombarding us with new information right away. One of the initial pieces and the first step, they pointed out information that contradicted the storyline that Tory Lanez told Megan Thee Stallion's dance bit and then fired 6 shots at her. They released footage of Megan Thee Stallion admitting that she stepped on glass, but not just that. In this interaction with the police, Megan Thee Stallion was very concerned about her going to jail and her being in trouble. And to me, that
yeah, but the only she see, but that could have been planned because I remember when it came out, she kept saying, "Oh, the reason why she didn't tell them people, the police right here, right then and here, is that she was scared because it was so many black people being unalive. She thought that they would have heard or knew something about a gun that they was gonna do something to them. But if you're asking them about your image, because what? Yeah, that low key contradicts what you were saying. Because you could have, like, you were nervous, you were scared. You could have just been talking about anything else, but you're talking about your image.
that's very strange. A gunshot victim being really concerned about the police discovering something that could send her to jail doesn't make sense to me. And this isn't Megan Thee Stallion's first run
And why would it send you to jail?
in with the law. Megan Thee Stallion has a long rap sheet, bro. Megan Thee Stallion has multiple mugshots out there. So Megan Thee Stallion understands the law. If you did nothing wrong and you are the gunshot victim, why would you be going to jail for getting shot?
Ma'am, do you think we're gonna go to jail?
What's that?
Do you think we're gonna go to jail?
I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, if you guys are, then I don't
I
think.
really cannot go to jail.
Okay.
Why would you go to jail? Like, I can see if she was on like probation, parole. Sadly, even if you're on parole probation, if you get into a scuffle, if you get shot at, you get shot, you can still possibly go to jail because they feel like you has been doing something for that situation to happen, or being around people that you're not supposed to be around.
I cannot have that on my image.
Okay. So how did that happen to you?
Glass,
Glass? Where?
where we were coming from, but I'm not from here, so I.
Okay.
clear as day. I didn't get shot.
I mean, I didn't get shot.
Oh, you did it?
No, man. I mean, no, sir.
She was also very concerned about her image and how this story would make her look. The storyline of getting super drunk at Kylie Jenner's house, trying to fight Kylie Jenner, fighting your best friend, fighting a man that night, being exposed for sleeping with the man that your best friend is doing a sneaky link with, that looks bad for you. That looks horrible. And then stepping on a glass because you're super intoxicated and you're just drunk looks horrible. But the storyline of this really angry man shot at you because you stood up for yourself, now that storyline looks wonderful for your career. So you could understand how that got concocted as soon as she picked up that phone and called Rock Nation about the quote-unquote incident afterwards. I can almost tell you how that conversation went, bruh. Don't say nothing. Let's intervene. Let's try to get this all cleaned up. Because looking like a horrible drunk who was sleeping with your best friend's man looks crazy. Now, the police didn't just take her word for it.
Facts, like, nah, how they were trying to use, oh, he called and he was apologizing. He was apologizing from the outside looking in for that. He was apologizing for crushing Meg and the best friend, not for the shooting. That's again, we're not him, we not there, but I just don't believe that this nigga really did that, bro. Like, come on, bro.
The police did their investigation at the scene. And at the scene, they discovered enough evidence to show that Meagan Thee Stallion stepped on glass, which is why when the police charged Tory Lanez initially, they only charged Tory Lanez for gun possession because they found a gun, I think, on the passenger side of the vehicle.
Shooting or anything? That's how we got dispatched.
Well, we have the gun here, and then we have other units. They're searching the house where it happened. So that's all we have so far.
So nothing happened in this vehicle.
No, we don't have any casings. No.
Okay, from what you've been told. Okay.
And then there's some cash over. Looks like.
Was the person who got caught with the other people here that you have in handcuffs? Were they all together?
They were all together.
Yes, they were all in the same car.
Okay. And then, do we know how she got cut?
I believe when she stepped down, there's a glass.
She dropped a glass bottle, and then I think she stepped on it and cut herself, getting out of the vehicle.
Okay. So her friends didn't cut her then.
Right.
Well,
Come on.
yeah.
All this contradicting evidence, and they can still get charged. It's crazy, bro. Like, but mind you, I think he's in jail for the weapon and like gun enhancement or something like that. I don't think he's in jail for shooting her. That's what I think. That's a thing that got people confused. If people just think it's 100%. Oh, he shot her. That's why he's doing 10 years. It's not just that. That was on purpose. This is my first time ever seeing the video that clear, bro. Like, Meg, you're tall as hell. You could have easily stepped over that. You stepped directly on it. And look, take it from Sally, from someone who's been shot before. I got shot like close to my ankle. I have bullet fragments in my calf. If she ain't got no bullet fragment in her leg, calf, nothing, this is fake. This is fake as Donald Trump getting shot in the ear.
so.
The corruption here is crazy. The police officer literally watched her with her own eyes, seen her in 4K with her own eyes, stepping on the bottle and then began to limp. She stepped on the bottle in front of the police officers. You just heard her say, oh man, she just stepped on the bottle and she cut her. So if they watched her step on the bottle, cut herself open, probably had some fragments go in the open wound because she's walking on literal glass at the time. How does this equate to Tory Lanez popped at her? Now, I do believe a gun was shot that night. Don't get me wrong. A gun was indeed shot that night. But I don't think that gun is what
Yeah. It wasn't from Tory though. That's the whole thing.
penetrated Meagan Thee Stallion's skin.
Ma'am, do you think we're gonna go to jail?
What's that?
Do you think we're gonna go to jail?
What woman you know who just got shot is talking that calmly, is that composed, is that stoic? A gunshot victim is that composed, that stoic? It's kind of like somebody just sitting on the curb, man, like just waiting for the police to go away. Is that? Come on, bro. Bro, anybody with a brain can look at this and say, bro, what are we doing here, bro? How do we go?
Especially, again, Sally, if you've been detained, arrested before, bro, and you know there was something in the car, bro, come on, bro. Like, that's how you talk to them, bro, because you're hoping they don't find it. You hoping, hey, if they do find it, they still get somebody a pass. If you were shot, like, nigga was, dance, B. What? No. Meagan, you're not a gangbanger. You don't have no, I can't snitch code. You don't have that. So in that moment, if a nigga did that, you could, hey, that nigga would shoot at me. Easily.
Go from this to somebody being in jail right now for 10 plus years. This is crazy. And they even show the hospital footage where Meagan Thee Stallion is telling the doctors, yeah, I stepped on glass. It's whatever.
And so what happened with you were just one ball sticking on the left. I don't really cut on my right foot. I just stepped on glass the other day. So you were already hurt when you got into the argument. And then at that point, just your friends were running down from the hospital.
Pay attention to her saying, I stepped on glass the other day too. So she already had an open wound. And that would make sense when we get to the gun.
And in order for it, like, it to be on the side of the foot or back or like what, like, it was like toward the back, like, you know, with an ankle at. You had to be turned around because my wound is so somewhere in that spot, but I was running away.
And the bullet fragments and other things involved in this case. But I stepped on glass the other day too. So hence when she stepped on glass tonight, it just re-aggravated the open wounds she already had. They provided the full timeline to expose the story that Meagan Thee Stallion told of, I try to protect Tory Lanez initially, but the only reason I'm saying he shot me now is because he spoke out first. They provided a timeline to show that was an absolute lie.
What was first? Oh, Daystar speaks on IG Live response to Meagan. To my friends, I'm sorry for the silence of many public names. This is 6.
She did not say she stepped on glass initially to protect Tory Lanez, and she didn't change her minds because Tory Lanez spoke out first. That's a lie. So the timeline here goes. Meagan posts about being shot on July 15, 2020. Meagan names Tory Lanez to the police the following day, on July 16th of 2020. Tory Lanez haven't gone public yet. July 27th, Meagan Thee Stallion goes live on Tory Lanez's birthday. Specifically, this was her first live. It goes.
Oh yeah, because then she didn't say the reason why, like when she went live, I remember this live. I think she said she was going live because his fans are antagonizing her. So, it's either she said his fans or his team or something. I don't think she said it was him that antagonized her for her, the reason why she's going, viral or live.
On August 20th, Megan Thee Stallion publicly names Tory Lanez as the shooter. But she already named Tory Lanez as a shooter to the police already, okay? And she goes live on his birthday to taunt him. Continues. Daystar tweets for the first time. So this is when Tory Lanez first tweet to clear his name. Tory Lanez goes live October 20th. This is the first time Tory Lanez goes live to clear his name. So they like, hold on, bro. If you told the police you got shot, if you got shot the day afterwards, and you only told them you stepped on glass to protect Tory Lanez, then one, why'd you tell the police you got shot the day after? And then why did you go public naming Tory Lanez when Tory Lanez hadn't spoken or done any press whatsoever? Peep how Megan said in her statement, the narrative that's been reported about Sunday morning's events are inaccurate. She will claim that she was a victim, that she suffered a gunshot wound, and that they pulled bullets from out of her legs. She says, I was never arrested. The police officers drove me to the hospital where I underwent surgery to remove the bullets. Bullets? There was no bullets found in Megan Thee Stallion's leg. And the reason why Megan Thee Stallion was worried about being arrested, because if you look at the pictures they took at the police station of Kelsey's legs had nothing but cuts and scratches on it. Megan Thee Stallion did a number on Kelsey, and she bragged about it in her song. All right, you could literally see in the song the lyrics says, who will snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. So this is a song called Shots Fired by Megan Thee Stallion. She raps. Who will snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. I thought a bitch that got her chain snatched called a loss has something to say. Hey, you think it's out of the realm of possibility that Kelsey, after getting whooped on by a woman 4 to 5 inches taller than her with about 50 pounds on her, you think it's out of the realm of possibility that she picked up a gun to defend herself? I don't think so. No. And this storyline, my perspective, lines up with what
most females are more trigger happy. I don't say trigger happy, but quick to more than most niggas are. Like they do it out of anger, out of fear. Some niggas that do it too. A lot. It do be a lot of dudes doing it, but females would do it too, trust me. But that's why me personally, I wouldn't date a female that got one because she might just pull out of anger. Do that to me.
The only eyewitness said. What I think happened, my theory, is Megan Thee Stallion and Kelsey got into a brutal fight. Tory Lanez tried to break it up. Kelsey grabbed a gun and fired shots at Megan Thee Stallion. The shots missed. However, the bullet fragments ricocheted. And they ricocheted and got into her foot due to the open wound she already had from stepping on glass in the prior days. And then when they all got back in the vehicle, right? And when they all got back into the vehicle, I believe what took place was Megan Thee Stallion then hopped out the vehicle, stepped on glass further, re-aggravate the wound, made the wound look so much more crazy. The police said, what the heck is this? That's what happened. That's the only story that makes sense, and the eyewitness account backs that up. Here is Sean Kelly, the only eyewitness of this case, telling the police that he seen Kelsey shoot Megan Thee Stallion or fire shots at Megan Thee Stallion. The shots missed.
Wait, no, it didn't happen. No?
They shot out of the car?
The windows were open, that's why it sounded like either way. Yeah, I didn't really they were on my side. The girl opened the door, two girls fighting, and then they shot. Okay. She got out of the car.
Doors of the Escalade open, and the girl come out and pull open the passenger door and started screaming and yelling at somebody in the car.
So the girl who came out of the passenger, you're talking about the front passenger?
No, the rear.
The rear passenger.
That girl.
So the girl comes out of the rear passenger, and she goes to the front passenger,
Yes.
and she opens up the car door,
Oh, she was driving.
and then what happens?
They start they're screaming and shouting at each other, and they start fighting.
The two girls.
Yeah, I can see one like feet coming out trying to kick her, and the other one's fighting, and then the passenger gets out.
So the girl who does the punching and the kicking is the girl that comes out of the back passenger?
The front, can we stop there? Because I don't want to. I'll tell you, and then I want to go. My son's on his own.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't want
And it's loud with the cars.
And I don't really want to. So basically, the car stopped. The girl in the back got out, started screaming and shouting, ripped the door, pulled the door open, but pulled it so sort of viciously. That's why I presume the driver got out. She starts screaming. She starts hitting the girl. The girl on the passenger side, her feet come out. She starts to kick the girl away. On the passenger. They get out, they start fighting here, they start fighting. The driver comes round and tries to sort of break it up. It gets a bit more violent, and between them, the girl then climbs back into the front driver passenger seat.
Where's the shorter black guy?
He's in the back.
He's in the back of the car? Okay.
Why do you have to stop? Why did you stop his story to ask him that? Like, let him give it the way he said it. The way he saw it. Like, that's leading the witness.
Then the gun. Then the girl shoots it. So the driver's door's open.
You're seeing the girl shoot?
Can I help you? I think, is it this house?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So you see the girl doing the shooting?
I see what appears to be the girl standing here and shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark, and I'm above, but then the guy gets out again from the back.
And you want to know what happened to the only eyewitness who identified the woman shooting at Meagan Thee Stallion? That eyewitness came to court. And when he got to court, the prosecutors took him upstairs. Now, the eyewitness was the defense witness. The defense.
Like, ain't you only supposed to question him and like, why he's on the stand? Like, how you take a nigga upstairs with you?
Was who called the eyewitness. The prosecutors didn't want to call the eyewitness. The defense called him. But when he got to court, Tory Lanez and his family watched the prosecutors take that eyewitness upstairs. And when he came back downstairs, he didn't speak to Tory Lanez, looked nobody in their eyes, went to the stand and completely changed up his story.
When we sat outside, my wife and I, we saw this gentleman come in and we sat down and it was...
They paid him. He got paid. He got paid and he got scared.
Was identified for us that, oh, this is Mr. Sean Kelly. He's sitting across from us on the other side of the hallway. And as we sat there, the prosecution came out, one of their detectives or investigators rather, and one of the prosecutors, they took this gentleman, they went upstairs, I believe it was to the 14th floor at that time. By the time this man came down, the witness they did not want to call, this man came down and his testimony became so embellished with other nonsense that people who saw it just looked at it and said, this is crazy.
Imagine telling the police seconds, minutes after the incident, everything you just saw fresh on your mind. And then a year and a half later, you go to tell that same story you told the police, and the prosecutors walk you upstairs, walk you back downstairs, and your entire testimony changed. Now, all of a sudden, you've seen Tory Lanez shooting. This, to me, is the corruptness that went on. Also, by the way, the owner of the gun the prosecutor sealed that information. The owner of the gun, the name of the owner, got sealed. Nobody knows. All right. Tory Lanez DNA was not found on the gun.
Come on, bro. Come on. Come on. And then the best friend, she didn't want to testify unless she got immunity. Like full immunity for anything that she was gonna say. Like, come on, bro. It's too many. What? How? Like, huh? It's too many reasonable doubt. And in any situation, that's supposed to get a case thrown out. This, again, I feel like, because Rock Nation is a female, Tory Lanez is like, on the music side of things, this nigga owning his music, when it comes to music, they don't like artists owning their music. Owning their music, showing other artists, you know, like the way to do it and how they can still be, you know, major beneficial towards them. He did like a little thing, or like, I think like, I want to say like an NFT thing. It was a little different. Like, basically, like, it was something for the fans can own the music, and if the sale of the music goes up, the fans, whoever bought it, they make money too. Like, come on, bro. And they touch the music industry does not like that. Like, I seen a post, a flyer, whatever, like a few years ago. They said, the music industry made something within the billions money. The artists themselves made in the hundred thousands. Crazy. What?
It was actually 0.01% of his DNA found, but what that means is,
that's what I was talking about earlier.
That's 0.0. All right. Tory Lanez DNA was not found on the gun. It was actually 0.01% of his DNA found, but what that means is, that's damn near like a billion black people, right, share like 0.01% of DNA. So his DNA was not found on the gun. The eyewitness is saying Kelsey shot Meg. Meagan Thee Stallion is admitting, hey, listen, man, I stepped on glass the other day. I already had an open wound. The gunshots probably got fired at her by Kelsey. She probably stepped on bullet fragments that went into her foot, bruh. And also, by the way, the bullet fragments that got pulled out of her foot, those bullet fragments mysteriously went missing. They can't be found. They lost the evidence. And Tory Lanez still got convicted in court.
Because they didn't really have it. They just said that so they can convict. Oh, we got it. Where is it? Oh, we lost it. But we had it though. No, you didn't.
To me, this is the example of being railroaded. But let me know what you think. I really want to know. All right, like, let me know your honest opinion.
I don't know. This whole thing is crazy, and I don't want them to say if, but when Tory, you know, especially if this Congresswoman helps him get out of jail, it's gonna be all. It might be Meg's career might. I say might because today's time, people that really don't care, especially like the real hardcore fans, they do not care about none of this shit. They care about the music and the music only. So that's why I say might, but it's for sure for to be hurt though, bro. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Catch you on the next video.